Now, some of your information is also anecdotal. I mean, you're hearing things from people who are saying, I don't have the sick time, I can't take time off to care for my sick toddler, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the difference is that there are more than 2 million people in the state of Ohio who fall into that category, and Ty agrees with that. We are not trying to present one hypothetical example as the rule. We all agree there are more than 2 million people in this state who today can be fired for having to make the choice to stay home from work and care for a child. There are more than 2 million people who have to choose between a full paycheck and potential discipline at work to care for an elderly patient. That's not anecdotal. That is a fact, and that's a fact that we all agree on. And the other thing I want to make clear here is that this is not a minimum wage issue. This is a middle-class issue. These 2 million employees in the state of Ohio are from all walks of life. This is not about the low end of the income ladder. This is about all of us. Lots of responsible employers already do that. Costco has paid sick days. Walmart doesn't. I think most of us want to live in the Costco world and not the Walmart world. And again, an independent poll just done a little over 2 weeks ago reveals that 2 out of 3 Ohioans support this. That's a huge number on any issue of public policy. There is a huge pool of support for this, and it's the right thing to do.
And I would absolutely agree with Dave. There is a low road and a high road. And Ohio needs to take the high road. And what that means is that we should respect the employer, we should respect the employee, and give them an opportunity to work together. Again, the 3 of us sitting here may value things very differently. Whether or not, maybe I want 3 weeks a year, maybe I want a vacation time, maybe I want paid time off just generally to go to a soccer game, not just when I'm sick. Maybe I want a higher raise, maybe I want a 401k, maybe I want a bump in just general pay. Those are options that under this proposal will be further limited by what the SEIU thinks is appropriate for a worker, not necessarily what the individual worker, and it certainly doesn't speak to the fact that an individual employer could very well be struggling and be ready to go out of business or be placed out of the marketplace. This is a one-size-fits-all. The SEIU knows what's best for Ohio, rather than the individual employer and employee negotiating out a reason, which is oddly enough a time-fashioned thing that unions have done. They have negotiated on behalf of employees, and now they want to take away that opportunity to negotiate between employees and employers.
But do employees have the power to negotiate these sorts of things?
Absolutely. It happens every day in my members' businesses, as I mentioned, and whether or not the numbers that he mentions are not, there are absolutely folks that don't have paid sick leave. Many of those may very well be within our membership. But because they don't have a program of paid sick leave doesn't mean that there isn't flexibility in the workplace where you can go to your employer and talk about ways, perhaps flex time. You need a day off, let's build it in over the week. A mom wants to go in to the soccer game at 4 o'clock, so she shows up at 6:30 in the morning. Again, a lot of those flexibilities would be eliminated because now you have a one-size-fits-all. We don't care what the employee thinks and how the employer might work around those issues. The SEIU knows what's best for Ohio, and we don't believe that's accurate.
One final question for you. Some people have said, with regard to this issue, like they said with the minimum wage issue, that this is a ballot issue designed to get a certain group of voters to the polls in 2008 when we've got a presidential election in Ohio. Is that why you're looking at November, or do you really want the legislature to do something about this?
We would like nothing better than the legislature to adopt the legislation that we're proposing. We are trying to create a system in Ohio that provides paid sick days for Ohio's middle-class families to care for their kids and their parents and themselves. And I just have to say, all of Ty's assertions about loss of flexibility are all just erroneous. He knows it. 2 million plus people don't have the ability to properly care for their families, and 2/3 of Ohioans at a minimum are with us on this. It's the right thing to do. It's an idea whose time has come, and let's be on the cutting edge in Ohio instead of lagging the field. That's the choice we have this year.
Well, we have until November of 2008 apparently to talk about this, so thank you both very much for being here now.
Thank you, Karen.